Hello and welcome to another How Lou Sees It review. Today I'm looking at the regular show version of Fluxx from the Cartoon Network. The game publisher is Looney Labs. They're most well known for the Fluxx game. There's the original one here, and then there's a board game version. There's also many other different themed versions of this. You have a Star Fluxx, which is, takes a play on the Star Trek, Star Wars themes. You have a Zombie Fluxx, Monty Python Fluxx, Cthulhu. So there's all sorts of different Fluxx games. I've reviewed the Aquarius game in the past as well. So Looney Labs, Fluxx. The game itself of Fluxx is really no different going across the different themed versions. What you get is this just box here, two slotted deck holding insert here with a deck of cards. Fluxx plays 2 to 6 players, and it takes anywhere from 10 to 40 minutes. I love that on the back of this box because Fluxx is a game that is ever changing, hence the name, and it's really just a very unique game. And then they've applied all these different themes to it. So if you're already familiar with Fluxx, and you like the regular show, then this may be one for you. Really, I just think finding the best theme that suits you and your family or your gaming group is really what you should do. Also, I will note that I've shuffled in already 7 cards from a little promo type pack here that will be available for sale as well. Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. But yeah, so there's 7 new cards in here. Add some, the future versions of the characters, and new action, new goal card, things like that. So those have been shuffled in already. You will also, besides the cards, have the rules, the quality of the cards, component-wise and everything. They're decent. They aren't like something amazing that you'd write home about, but they're good quality cards. Not bad, not great. The rules here, very, very simple. Really the rules to the game can be explained very, very easily, but they are pretty thorough. They give examples in the green boxes here. And then on the back side is just full of frequently asked questions, because it is such a simple game, but then it's up to the cards to see how the game actually plays out. So in a normal game, you shuffle up this deck of cards, massive deck here. The other thing that I was slightly disappointed with was the can't really tell as they're shuffled in net, but you can see some of the cards here are a little bit wider. Those are the promo cards that got shuffled in, and I guess they just were a little bit a different card stock or something, so they actually kind of stick out a little bit. But anyway, you'll pull out the white-backed Fluxx card here, which is your basic rules. Basically, the game is you will draw a card, and then you will play a card. And it even gives you kind of the starting set of how to set up a game as well. You shuffle the deck, deal 3 cards to each player. I'm going to go first, and that's going to stay up on the table. So, 2-player game here. 3 different cards. There's different variety of cards here. So I'll kind of go through. So I got a keeper card, an action card, and a new rule card. Let's go ahead and go over the new rule card. So if I want to, let's see, first draw a card. as a draw one and play one is the current. So I will draw another card, another action. I'll put that in my hand. This will all be kept secret, of course, but as I'm showing you the game, I'll lay these out. So let's say I'll just go and play this new rule card. Okay, Goal Mine. So this is a new rule. As a free action, once during your turn, discard as many of your goal cards as you choose, then draw that many cards. So that can be pretty helpful, and which helps me bring up the goal of the game as well. Goals. So how you win a game of Fluxx is by completing the goal that's currently out on the table. There's currently no goal, so currently there's no way to win this game of Fluxx until someone chooses to play down a goal. And that goal will ever be changing and as part of the game as well. And part of that goal is going to be basically having certain cards played in front of you. And one of those could be keeper cards. When you play a keeper card, the keeper card just goes out in front of you on the table, like such. If you decide to play an action card, you'd read the action, perform it, and then that would be discarded into the discard pile. Okay, so but I used my action to lay down the new rule card, and I'll go to the next player. So the next player here has a goal card, a creeper card, and another new rule card. And it's interesting because you can actually, these rules kind of get backlogged, if you will. So I don't know, let me just show you. So he can decide to play this new rule, which is draw 3. Replace draw rule. If you just played this card, draw extra cards as needed to reach 3 cards drawn. So it has that reminder there. So he's going to go ahead, the other player is going to put this, and he's going to just overlap this, draw 1, and that kind of helps. This will never leave the table, so if this ever gets removed, it'll go back to 1. But now it's you draw 3. Well, he's drawn 1 card, but as the card said, he can actually draw 2 more cards. Okay, and he has a bunch of goal cards. Well, since I actually played this new rule goal mill, excuse me, this is actually very beneficial for him. Creeper cards, that was kind of a bad initial, but creeper cards actually get played immediately and you redraw them, a card to replace them. And it says that right there. Immediately place and redraw. Destroyer of Worlds. This one you cannot win if you have this unless the goal says otherwise. So unless you need, some goal may need you to have the Destroyer of Worlds. So he'll lay that in front of them, and maybe they're looking through these. They don't really know how to go about anything yet. But they're thinking, I want to do the "that's what friends do" goal. Okay, so they've already played 1 card, and they can't play any more this round. But they can, as a free action, he's going to hold on to this goal, but as a free action, he's going to discard these other 3 goals and draw 3 cards. Now he's gained 2 different keeper cards that he'll have in his hand and another goal. And then come to me, I would draw 3 cards, place those into my hands. Goal cards, more action cards. And so the game progresses just back and forth. You're changing the rules, you're changing, for this turn I'll play, this is the goal for the game now, is it's in the garage. Basically the winner is going to be the one who has the cart and the house card in front of them at the same time. If this is the current goal and someone fulfills that, then they are the winner of regular show Fluxx. And there's just a lot of different things that can happen. These action cards, draw 2 and use them. You know, if I play that, I get to immediately draw 2 cards and play those out onto the table. And if that action that I just drew, you know, I may actually be able to play that, so then I'd fulfill that. This one here, I'd search through the discard pile, take any action or new rule card I wish, and immediately play it. So anyway, there's action cards that you're going to be removing other people's keeper cards, switching them back and forth. So as you can see, the flux and variability of the game makes this game very interesting. The back and forth can be, some of the games that go longer, the 40 minutes, sometimes feels a little bit too long. But it just kind of depends on how the game ebbs and flows and what cards are drawn and how the game plays out. Personally, I'm not a huge regular show fan. I've watched a few episodes before this review. It's very kind of specific humor, and there's nothing, if you've never seen regular show in your life, you could still play the game. You could still have fun playing the Fluxx, but you won't know the interaction of who these characters are, why some of these references are funny, and things like that. But you're most likely checking out this review if you are a regular show fan. You're interested to know how the Fluxx game is. It's me really fun. It's going to be a very unique experience, gaming experience. Those who like games that are a little chaotic, like Killer Bunnies, Munchkin, those types of games, I believe you will like Fluxx. If you don't like Killer Bunnies and these sort of games that are just a little bit chaotic, feels kind of very random at times with the different cards and switching back and forth, this may not be for you. Anyway, this is a regular show Fluxx.